I mentioned this in an older video where I talked about like my Neomonsters in 2024 prediction video. I can't remember if I ended up posting that or not. And when I mentioned it in a previous video, I said the same thing about not remembering whether or not I posted it. But in that video, I predicted that we were going to get a lot more Union stuff because Atromethus had just come out, or like recently had been released, or maybe came out after. I don't remember. But we finally got Cactalars in the most recent Island Challenge, and I think this guy is super duper awesome. He's kind of like Atromethus, where he has like let me read that name properly. Atromethus. Okay, Atromethus with Planetarium. He's kind of like that, where if you have like all of the people on your field that you control are this type, then you get, I'm pretty sure it's 200% defense and attack boost. Atromethus gets piercing. What Cactalars gets is just the attack and defense buff, which is fine because he's a high attack super epic, 45% speed. So with that attack and defense buff, he becomes like pretty beefy. You saw him there not die to that Lionheart Confidence Strike. But what makes him much better than Atromethus in my head, aside from, Atromethus is fine with like Piercing Headhunter and Bloodcrave, but he's not good because the rest of the plant monsters in the game aren't very good. Like that, there just aren't very many of them, and the ones that exist aren't great. But with Cactalars, you get plants or dragons. And there's a lot more dragons in the game, and a lot of those dragons are a lot better than a lot of the plants. So what I did is I went ahead and made a team with only dragons and plants. This was like my first battle with it. I switched up the team a little later on, and you'll see that to try and complement Atromethus more, actually. But Cactalars, his shtick is like he gets the boosted stats if you have like every monster on your field is that certain type. He has Union Attack. He has Kin Give Turn and Kin Healing, which is the first time we've seen either of these skills, and can only target monsters of the same type. And then he also has Plant Gene, which we've seen before on the, I'm going to forget his name, Verita Wyvern. We've seen it before on him. And now Cactalars has it, and now Cactalars is tearing through enemies and doing a bunch of damage and one-shotting with Power Slash and all this stuff. All this to say, I've been having a blast with him and this team. I really like it. It's a lot of fun. And it's a great showcase for Cactalars and kind of Atromethus too. This was, like I said, an earlier version of the team, so like it doesn't really show off Atromethus in the way I would have hoped. And I had this issue. I tried to make a video on just Atromethus specifically a while ago, and he didn't work because like I said, there aren't that many good plants in the game. And if he's your sweeper, people are just going to target him and kill him. I've said this about like every monster anytime I ever try to make a specific video on a specific monster. There I decided to kill the Yang because I was worried about the Sleep Bomb. Raw Bloodthirst, Drakeon didn't have a kill, so that didn't kill Terragar. The issue that I found when building this team is that there aren't many dragons or plants that have like teammate killing potential. So if I end up with this Drakeon who doesn't really have a target and doesn't have Bloodthirst charged, like he's kind of just sitting there doing nothing, which is unfortunate. But I did throw the Gummy Dragons at the back because this is also my first time using the Shadow one. So now we have a full lineup of Gummy Dragons, as we do with the Crystal Worms and the Abyss Soldiers and the Elfin Dragons. I was waiting for the Shadow and Holy One, honestly, for like ever. What really makes them better now is the fact that Holy and Shadow have Summon Prototype 2.0, which can target, I actually have to check, I don't know this for sure. It might only be able to target Gummy Dragons, but it doesn't just pull themselves back. It can pull anybody back, which is really, really good. That was kind of the issue Elfin Dragons had originally too. But now they kind of changed it. And Gummy Dragons are great. They're super fun. But the issue with this team is that if I get to the back of my team, then they're useless, and they just end up counter-striking people to death, which happens quite frequently. But all this to say, Cactalars is super cool. And I think this video is a great feature of him. There's some really great matches, especially this last one. Last one meaning the one that is coming up at the end of the video. But there, he goes ahead and kills off the Bront Super Shell. Now I've got the Atramenthus buff and the Cactalars buff. So, like, Power Slash would kill Leogeist right now, absolutely. I don't think I need Leogeist dead. Instead, I just go for the Megalodragon. But look at this. Like, with the attack boost, that almost one-shots a Spectrafin with Headhunter. Like, that's pretty awesome. But Jungle Flipper can Raw Catapult and does kill the Cactalars. That's their only problem. And the Hellfire, or Raw Catapult, kills the Atramenthus. That's their issue, is, like, if you have Piercing, what's the extra defense going to do, right? There I did a Stealth to protect from Dual Confidence Strike, so he had to use the... what is that move called? I'm forgetting. The Heartburst. But it's fine. I lose my Arborgaius. I could Counterstrike the Jungle Flipper, but I knew it didn't kill, or I knew it wouldn't kill, so I did the Summon Prototype. He gets the Defang, which kills the Protector. But Violet can't do anything except Piercing Blow, which he does. Doesn't quite kill the Banana. Almost, though. I go for the Blood Rage, puts Carmilla off of Confidence Strike range. Arbustodon can Raw Maneater to kill my Gummy Dragon Banana. But now, I've got Gummy Dragons on the field, and you better believe I'm going to be using them. So, Defuse kills the Hazuki and ignores the Revenge. I've got Time's Up ready, and I put the Satomi to hold ground. Licorice has Countershock, yep, and Double Stealth Bane. I can't use Double Stealth Bane, obviously, because I only have one Vanilla Whelp on the field. But this Countershock here, I skip because our Bustodon can't really do anything. He just decides to load Mortar. Yep, I kill the Charybdia, put Poloboss to hold ground. Not super worried about that Poloboss. I do a Summon Prototype so that Cranberry will have the double piercing blow charge, which doesn't quite kill the Poloboss, but with that Giga Nova, he dies, or gets put to hold ground at least, and then the Melancholy Maul and the final, what was that, a Piercing Blow is what finished it off. So that was a great Elfin Dragon showcase here. Going into the final battle against TGD Genesis. Bundum, probably Terminator form right off the bat. That's what most everybody does with Bundum on their first turn. Orca Swifttrue hits the, what's that guy's name? Bobble Basher. Union Attack from Super Shell, unfortunately, doesn't kill Cynthia. Makes sense, but still unfortunate. Would have been nice if it did. Quick Draw goes around the Missile Torment and kills the Atramenthus, much to my dismay. But I'm not worried about this Bundum because he'll either hit Arborgaius or Missile Torment, or if he gets super lucky, Cactalars or Super Shell. But I don't think that would kill anyone except maybe the Super Shell. The Sturgeonitis I wasn't worried about, so I killed the Orca. Cynthia could double Retribution because nobody's marked. But even so, she's hitting into a full, like, high defense Earth line. Yeah, that barely did any damage to Missile Torment. And Cactalars is still on full HP. I wasn't really worried. He tried to go around and hit the Cthulhu with Instant Stun Killer, but Missile Torment finally blocks it, which is great for me. He decides to put him to hold ground, so I Desperate Chomp the Bundum. Union Attack kills Ogre Master, and this Union Attack... No, I decided to go for the Kin Give turn because I wanted Missile Torment to be overwatched, so Cyclozar couldn't kill him off. He decides to just not take a turn, so I knock the Cyclozar back with Repulse, and then knock back Gangrilla. This Union Attack I use on Sturgeonitis. Oh, because I'm thinking about, like, the next time Cthulhu gets a turn, I can do the Poison Flash, but he caught on to me and repulses Cthulhu and Missile Torment. We eat the Voodoo Gift, but Cyclozar, without the boost, Chrono Killer does about half health, to Cactalars. So we're still chilling. The second Union Attack is going to kill Cynthia. And this Union Attack here, I no longer have the boost because that Vu is on the field. So I do the Protector swap into the Sacrifice so that I had the Vanilla Whelp on the field because I didn't think Cyclozar would kill. Union Attack does kill the Bobble Basher. Supercell absorbs the Trimagus entrance stun. Super Shell kills the Vanilla Whelp, which is unfortunate. Now I don't want to summon Prototype because that would be putting a second Protector right into Trimagus's Guardian Execute. That's what was in my head. What I realized when he did the Time Strike double is that Voodoo has Protect teammates, so Trimagus can't use Guardian Execute. We finally lose the Cactalars there. But now it's Gummy Dragons versus Cyclozar, basically. This Octhulu, I'm thinking I just go for the Poison Siphon. Kills the Cyclozar, does about half health to Voodoo. This Double Retribution absolutely obliterates Charybdia. And who was that other person? Oh my gosh. I forgot already. But you know who I'm talking about. It killed him. It didn't matter. They're dead now. Super Shell can't really do anything. I pull back the banana so that if it gets around to it, I can Melancholy Maul. Because I'm pretty sure even without the boost, like, that's basically a double demoralize, right? That's going to kill a Pola Boss. But then he gets super lucky and goes around 2 protectors with the Detox Strike. I bet... Oh, no, he can't. I was thinking, like, I bet Scorpio Guys could Poison Massacre, double Poison Eater, whatever. Except, again, Voodoo on the field is a protector. So because of that, no, never mind. I was going to say I went for the Poison Flash because Scorpio Guys can't do anything anyway. But instead, I go for the double Poison Massacre, or the, oh my gosh, double Poison Siphon because I knew it would kill. Then we Giga Nova, and then I use that heal all because it would bring in the next Gummy Dragon, but leave Vanilla Whelp on the field and charge Banana's Retribution. That all made more sense in my head than the way I spoke it. But that's going to do it for this video. Cactalars, super cool. Love his Can Give turn. Love his stats boost. Love the new Gummy Dragons. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.